The study of classical historiography is not only part of the classical tradition. The purpose of the study of the past of ancient history is to influence its future, and to clarify the methods and principles that may determine the activity of writing history. All history is and has always been written in and for the present, and is valid only as a myth for the present or a step towards the future. Unless we are aware of the constraints of tradition on this picture, future histories will continue to be determined by the past. In order to liberate ourselves from tradition and prevent the preoccupations of the present and its past from distorting the future of history, we must investigate the roots of our current concerns. The study of ancient history in Western Europe has always been connected with the influence of Greece and Rome on the formation of European culture. The critical and comparative study of this tradition with other ancient civilizations such as Israel, Egypt, the Near East, India, China, and Japan to create an ancient world history arrived late and has remained peripheral to the study of the origins of Western culture. My purpose in this chapter is to explore the consequences of this fact. The Western outlook on ancient history is limited and has, since the 18th century, centered around two distinct concepts: imperialism and liberty. The first interest, imperialism, explains the fundamental importance of Roman history with its exemplification of the fate of empires to rise, decline, and fall. It began with the discussion provoked by the famous French author Montesquieu in his work Considérations sur la grandeur et décadence des Romains, published in Holland in 1734. In this short essay, Montesquieu traced the growth of the Roman Empire in the 2nd century BC and attributed it to the vertu of the Romans, their moral and political character. He showed how moral and political corruption followed, until the traditional liberty of the Romans was extinguished in a monarchic form of government, and their moral character was corrupted by the luxury consequent on empire. This analysis was part of a general movement in the early 18th century to contrast the declining power of the French monarchy under its greatest ruler, Louis XIV, in the face of the rise of the English version of constitutional monarchy, in a country essentially governed by the merchant classes after the Glorious Revolution of 1688. The success in war of the English armies under the Duke of Marlborough and the creation of an English naval empire around the world were making it clear that absolute monarchy and territorial conquest were incompatible with the modern expansion of overseas trade based on government by the landed aristocracy and the merchants of the City of London. The message of Montesquieu was accepted by all the thinkers of the Enlightenment and became the basis of the new critical historiography that reached its zenith in the famous work of Edward Gibbon, in which the whole history of Europe from antiquity to the Renaissance was incorporated into a history of the decline and fall of the Roman Empire, 1776 to 88.